I grew up in an awesome Christian family, and everything was perfect. I don't have any reason for going down the road of having a sexually active lifestyle, but I did. Me and my boyfriend had an unplanned pregnancy, and we were very ashamed. And I think the biggest part for us was that we were scared to tell our parents. And it's not that our parents were, I don't really, looking back, I have no idea why that was. I know it was the enemy. The enemy was lying to me and saying, you're going to be homeless.
And you don't want to disappoint people that love you either.
Right. There was a lot of shame. I was just really ashamed of what I had done and the situation I got myself in. And so did my boyfriend, which is now my husband. But we were just terrified. We could not see past telling our parents. It was that, we couldn't even think about a baby. It was like, we're going to die before we have the baby. So, and the enemy just lies to you in that moment and just starts telling you things that are not true at all. And so even though when I was young, we actually would go to abortion clinics and stand outside and pray for life. And I grew up knowing abortion was wrong. It became a real option for me in that moment because of just being so scared and just ashamed. And so we went to the abortion clinic, and I'd heard that there was a pill you could take if you're less than 6 weeks along. It'll just go away. I couldn't think about where it would go to. I just thought it just goes away. And so we did the sonogram, and I was very emotionally distraught. I was just hyperventilating and just crying a ton. So they did the sono, and they said that you're a little farther along than 6 weeks. It would be, they would start talking about the methods that they would do the abortion. And when they did, I just started bawling hysterically and just could not. It got to the point where I couldn't actually breathe, and I ended up passing out in the abortion room. And when I came to, there were nurses over me, standing over me. They were fanning me, trying to give me water, and I still was just crying. And I believe I had an angel of a nurse, because now working with a lot of girls that have either had abortions or contemplate abortion, this is not of the norm. But she said, you are too emotionally distraught to make this decision today. You can go home and reschedule if you want, but today you're not getting an abortion. And so I walked back out into the waiting room, and they wouldn't let my husband, now my husband, they wouldn't let him in there with me, so I had to be by myself. So I went back out there, and I said...
He was your boyfriend at the time.
He was my boyfriend at the time. And I said, we're still pregnant. And it was just at that moment that we just decided, let's do this, let's deal with the consequences of what's going to happen. And I remember my sister had to physically push me into my parents' bedroom one morning to tell them, and of course they were disappointed, but it wasn't even close to what I had thought it was going to be. And but it was a very hard season. I didn't have a lot of friends. I feel like now, looking back, it's like the elephant in the room. Like, your friends kind of just stop calling. They don't know if they should say I'm sorry or if they should say congratulations, so they just don't call. And you just go through the season of pregnancy just alone, and you're just craving someone to just speak life words to you and tell you it's going to be okay. And I didn't have that a lot. I just felt really alone, and we actually did end up getting married. I know that's not the right situation for every girl with an unplanned pregnancy, but for us, we had been to, we talked about marriage and things before that. So we got married, and now our son is almost 15, and he's just amazing. And we have 4 kids now, and I really feel like all our kids are called to an amazing destiny in life.